Something came up this week, and I thought I would make a wee video about this, and I thought I would also try out the this being live on YouTube as opposed to being live on Facebook. So anyway, this week something came up, and I was talking to Mike McGrail in a group that we are both in, and the topic of algorithms came up, or the algo. So lots of people who are either in social media or in SEO, search engine optimization, will talk about the algo or the algorithm, or more correctly, the algos or the algorithms, right? So they'll also, this is just to prove that I can write and spell complicated words. So, and also to make use of my Blackboard. So, what are algorithms? Because they seem to cause quite a bit of fear among lots of people, and there's actually no reason to be frightened whatsoever, right? There's also no reason to try and understand them, but I'll come back to that in a second, right? So, first and foremost, what is it? What are they? Well, really simply, an algorithm is a process or set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations, especially by a computer. Right? That's literally the dictionary definition of what an algorithm is. It's that simple. That's all it is. Okay, so with people who are talking about, for example, Instagram, that you need to do X, Y, and Z because that's what the algo wants, you can largely ignore that. Okay? You can largely ignore any advice that tells you what the algo wants or what the algorithm wants, because nobody actually knows exactly. So within Facebook, when they're trying to determine which posts to display in your feed, or which people are going to see the posts that you've written, looking at the same thing from both sides of the coin, even Mark Zuckerberg isn't going to know exactly how that works. No one person would. Okay, and there's no reason for one person to know, because as soon as one person does know, the exploitation of that would be complete, right? And that's not in their best interests. So the simple thing to do is to look at what does the platform want, right? What does Facebook, for example, want you personally, to see? Well, they probably want you to see something that you're going to react to, that you're going to watch, that's going to keep you there longer so that you can consume more adverts, which is how they make their money, right? It's not difficult. How do they decide which of my updates to show you, whether I be a brand or whether I be an individual? Well, again, their entire reason of being is to sell ads. That's how they make their money. Right? So they want to have things that are more likely to appeal to your audience, to my audience, right? The same applies for anything. Just look at what is it that the company, the platform, wishes to do? What is it that they say that they're doing? How do they actually make their pennies? How do they keep their users happy? And that's all that you need to focus on. Don't worry about the maths behind it, because you're never going to know it anyway. There's literally no point. That is as simple as it is with algorithms. People get really wound up about it. They get worried, oh, you need to do X, Y, or Z. You know, there's a lot of people that make speculations about, oh, perhaps it's this, perhaps it's that. And you know, there may be some causation within these things, but you really need to look at it in quite great depth. And almost everybody who says that they know how the algorithm works is not looking at it in any great depth at all. Because you don't know how it works. You know there's a black box that works stuff out, and you know roughly what's going in, and you know roughly what's coming out, right? But to say that you know what happens inside it is hogwash. No idea. So if you want to be successful, the simple thing is to play with it, not try and go against it. So if you want to have success on Instagram, post things that are likely to get results, that are likely to get people liking it, for example, right? That are likely to inspire comments. Post things that you know have worked in the past, right? Post at a time of day where you know has worked in the past, because more people that are likely to like it were on at that time, etc., etc., etc. None of it is rocket science. None of this stuff is difficult. It's just thinking about, what does the machine want to do? That's it. And if you get that right, it's super simple. There's no need to be frightened about any of this stuff. There just isn't. A lot less need than there is for me to be frightened of doing a video like this. Anyway, that's the first of these YouTube live videos that I've done. We'll see if it's any good or not. I've got no idea. I've got the screens kind of quite dark in front of me here, and the camera's hitting up above it, so I've got no idea if I've done this well or not, but hopefully it'll be fine. I'm going to keep it under 10 minutes, and that way I can put it on LinkedIn as well and get some nice subtitles on it. That's me. So I think you can hit subscribe or like or something somewhere along here, probably. Don't know, but maybe I'll get better in future ones. Okay, that's it. Cheerio!